right, so today is install day on the cabinets. We have to figure out how to do these. They don't come with instructions, so this will be the instructions for the future for everybody, you know, how to put them together. I suspect it's pretty simple, but I'm sure there's a little, I'm going to figure out how to do it wrong before I do it right. So what I did this morning was I had to run or extend the dedicated 20 amp I have for the lift because I had a box on the wall that was run through a metal pipe, whatever that's ENT, whatever that stuff is called. I had to fix that or run that, extend that 12 feet. So now I've got that box out of the way so I can flush or push the cabinets all the way up against the baseboard. So first thing we're going to do is figure out how to put the backing on these. So I have to figure out how to install that, the pegboard. And then what I think I'll probably do is section it, put these together like 2-3 cabinets at a time, push it in place. I'm not sure. So we're gonna work our way through that here today. So let me show you what I did with the electrical. So to spare myself the pain of you guys making me feel bad about myself, I decided to not do this on camera, but the box was here, and so I needed to run some ENT, I think that's what it's called, and rather than terminate it here and deal with trying to flush my closet, this bigger closet, trying to flush it in the right spot, I just put the box on the other side. I'll do a little wire management. We'll probably paint this, but that looks good. And then I have an extra 20 amp that I can grab, or I can grab onto the 20 amp. But the lift only draws like 7 or 8, I think. The issues I was having with the lift in the beginning was because I had the limit switches backwards. So it actually doesn't draw all that much power. So we're gonna end up using these outlets on the back here, and I'll probably be putting some surge protection strips up underneath the cabinet somehow. So we'll figure that out. All right, I got a little excited on you here. I started unboxing stuff. I already put one of these together, some cheating, and you know, it didn't make a lot of sense. I mean, again, they don't come with instructions, so I can see why you don't need them unless you're an idiot. So these are super easy to put together. So they come, all these bolts, all the connections, they look like they're stainless. So these are called the wire pipes. And these wire pipes are what connect and hold up our back pieces. And so if you look at the back of the cabinets here, you know, we have these separate connection points. So I was trying to figure out how the heck this works. I was also trying to figure out what the heck these were for. This is the toe kick that goes on the front. I was trying to put it on the back because there are 2 holes already in there. So the corner cabinet I was trying to figure out, and I think I got this. So the simple thing to do, the thing we do first, if you notice, it's probably hard to see on camera because of the dark here, but we have keyholes. And so we take and we put these bolts, and then we take keyhole side in, man, that's so clean. I mean, I put together quite a few cabinets in my day, and man, these aren't like the most stout cabinets in the world as far as, you know, their thickness and their gauge, but the fit and finish of this is like nothing I've ever seen. You know, Lista, you know, Moduline's pretty good. Moduline's a little bit more homemade. These just feel right. Like this is exactly how you would want it to be, I think. You've got a little bit of adjustment right to left, but there's not a lot of precision effort that you need to concern yourself with. You just kind of put it together. Everything seems to be snapping together nicely. So here's how these come. So there's a 60 by 30 millimeter. And so there's 60 this way and 30 that way. And there's a 30 by 30 millimeter. And I'll show you as we kind of go through this install process where each goes. And you really only need the 30 by 30 on the ends, the very extreme ends. So these come with your hardware kit. And that's all that comes in these boxes. I was also really impressed with how these got here. Not a scratch, not a ding on a single cabinet. On the corner, Looks like we put 2 full-sized wire pipes, and then we'll put 2 full-sized plates. So I'll show you what the heck I'm talking about here in a second. So the same basic setup. I know you guys are gonna have a hard time getting in here. So we're gonna be able to put this whole array together with the exception of, just wait till you see what this looks like. Oh my gosh. Couldn't sleep all night. I almost got up and came over here at like 2 in the morning. I think the hardest part of this is gonna be leveling it if we need to do any leveling. But it appears that this is gonna be super simple to do. I better keep my mouth shut on that. We all know how that goes when I start speaking those things. I mean, I can already tell. I mean, this is just, you're all gonna want these. I know it. The problem with a lot of this stuff is there's just very little information, and the Sonic guys have done such a good job marketing and teaching about the products. So I'm just sticking a level on the side here and getting it somewhat flush. But even still, they can't do it like I can do it. So now we're all level, so now I need another full-size pipe on the other side. So I guess in the corner, you just show that little gap. I think that's gonna look clean, as long as the gap is straight up and down. This was my wager on this stuff, and this is a pretty darn big gamble on these things. And I saw them, but I haven't done any of this, like put them together. But my wager was that fit, finish, obviously the drawers, which we'll be talking about ad nauseum here in the future, even this building process of putting these together, you don't have to mount these to the wall. In fact, you don't want to mount them to the wall. So much more modular if you move. Yeah, I just had a feeling, man. As much as I've been in love with Lista, you know, I just haven't had any experience with any of these cabinets, as most people haven't. The only way to find out is to do. And, you know, I still love Lista, and Lista's gonna be my commercial, you know, for Obsessed Garage, for packing, shipping, all of that stuff. Lista's gonna be my go-to. But for this, for the actual garage, the home garage application, Sonic, I can already tell. Even the high end. I'm probably gonna do the MSS Plus cabinets in my wash bay. Just because I can. I think these are definitely stainless. So then we take these, we take our backer board. So you get the same 34-inch backer board, or whatever this is called, hanger board. You take this same size and it goes on the corner. The corner cabinet's a really big piece, and that's why we end up putting, I did get this right. So I need to do this without dropping this on my face. There's the pre-drilled hole. All right, so we take this and line it up. And we put it in place. And you make sure, I keep second guessing myself. You make sure that the keyhole is that way, pointing down. So I'm gonna loose fit them all. We'll see how many of these I put on upside down and have to take apart. Hopefully not too many. You know, I hate pegboard, but this is like next level awesome. So I guess one thing we could do for all of these is just push them all the way forward. Or do I wanna, I guess I'm probably gonna be better off keeping it flush. God, these add even more structural rigidity to this whole setup. So there's that. Sweet. Guess for the corner, it looks like I can do, what I don't want to do is get too far into this and not be able to deal with the countertops. It looks like I can do the countertops after the fact for sure. I wanted to get the corner set up and pushed in place so we can get another wire pipe and put this in place. All right, so we're working through the cabinets here, and in my haste, not only did I scratch my head, it hurts, but in my haste, I put this cabinet in the wrong spot. That cabinet behind us is supposed to go here. And so these need to shift down one because I want the 34-inch symmetrically in the center. So we have two 26s on each side. But luck would have it, the darn tap cross-threaded. So now we've got a darn nut stuck in the thing. So anyway, everything I always do turns into 2 hours extra when I could have just done it in half the time. Can you get it on there or no?
It's on.
Oh, all right. Got it. Dropped it down in there to make it more difficult. Now, I'm gonna slide these whole things down. The tricky part is we've got however many cabinets that are gonna be, 18 inches off the wall that we're somehow gonna have to push when it's all together. Something tells me we're gonna be taking a lot of drawers out. Oh yeah, this is gonna be spicy. Just wait till we gotta put this all back against the wall.
Go in front, make sure it's the right one. Is it the right one?
Yeah.
Watch it.
This is the one. And we've been working on leveling all this crap.
For nothing.
Yeah, so we got that all level against the corner.
Gotta go your.
This is one of the casualties, is these things fall down in here. But you did it right the first time. You don't have to take them apart. The other thing that's a lot easier to do is to put the cabinets together, put all the screws in place, then put the rails on, instead of like I did on the corner. I put the rail on and now we got to try to line this up, which is a whole lot harder. So don't do that. That sucker's in there. Now, what we have to do is take this little bolt. These come with, they're usually in the bottom drawer. There's a little pack. Yeah, you're using Craftsman, that's the problem. There's a reverse magnetic field that doesn't allow this to work. Take this monstrosity and line it up. So these are the same exact uprights that we showed earlier in the corner. I guess they're called wire hangers. And there's six of these, yeah. 6 of these that connect to each cabinet. So we look pretty good here, level-wise. And so most of this just pulls together as we're torquing it. Okay, now I need this piece. You know, you could leave some of these open, but I don't want it. I want it to be all matched up. So like if you had a work area that you wanted to leave open for some reason, but I don't want to do that. I have a feeling this gap we're going to regret.
What? From to the wall?
Yeah. Well, if we get about 35 people and put one all next to each other the whole way around it, we might be able to move it.
Just bring the truck in.
Yeah.
Push.
Well, we're good. You put this up right, because I wasn't even looking. Keep saying we're going to end up putting one of these in backwards. Now, we're going to have to get lots of tools. SEMA is going to be a tool shopping bonanza for me this year. Now that I don't have to shop for cabinets. All right, so the thing you'll notice on these things, when you see them in pictures, this looks like a little piece of plastic, but this is actually rolled steel, tubular steel, pretty stout. So when I was wondering, it just didn't make sense, like how these things connected, and it's because we got these big solid poles that hold everything together, pulls the cabinets nice and tightly together, and then holds the pegboard. And I really dislike pegboard, but this stuff looks good. It doesn't look like pegboard. It looks super industrial. Just looks clean. We'll see how long I leave the Sonic badges on here. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle those forever. Yeah, so what we've had to do is, there's feet on the bottom here. So we've had to really tweak these, get these to work. So I think this one's gonna come up. As long as it's pretty close, when we put the countertop on, the countertop will pull everything together. Same thing with the bolt we're going to put in the front. When you go up to the end, so that way you see this sticks out past the cabinet. So when we get to the very end, we do this, the 30 millimeter instead of the 60 millimeter wide. Which is interesting because you're not fitting any wires in these pipes. Interesting name for it. To me, this is worth the extra expense just for the difference in install. If we try to do Saber like this, Saber's not bad, but it would take a really long time. And so it's nice to have a low end option Saber, I guess we'll call it medium end, and then this would be upper end, and then they make a high end version of this, which would be the ultimate setup. So that's what a completed back part looks like. Say we're halfway through at this point. A little bit more to go. Now, crap, everybody just wanted a meeting. Now we gotta push these things. Look at that. That's sick or what? We're not gonna put the uppers on yet because we don't wanna add that weight. Look at that. Even though these are some cheap Home Depot thing, it pretty darn matches dead on. A little bit lighter. But pretty, you would never know. You would think this was meant to be this way. Ultimately, I'm gonna have one in each closet on the end. I don't know if I'm gonna put one on the outside or not, because I do have these right here if I ever need power. Ultimately, we're gonna have to put a hole in my new cabinets, and we know how that goes. It usually doesn't go so well. I usually put the hole in the wrong spot. But I only need to make a hole this big. And then it looks like OE. Looks like factory. But then where am I gonna put the other one? Maybe I should just skip putting anything on the outside here. Because the other thing I was thinking about is underneath the side cabinet. So a side cabinet's gonna go right here. So I think they come down to about here. So the other thing I was thinking about was putting one right here. How does that look? I think it looks pretty sweet. Shoot. So if we do that, there's just one up front that'll pull this somewhat flush. Ah, I see. So we can actually come into the side. I don't know, does that look like that lines up? It's close. We haven't opened one of these yet. I've never been as big of a fan of these horizontal cabinets, where they're longer horizontally, but I guess it makes sense. Even the darn bags in these cabinets come off easily. So there's our upper. So see, we've got holes, keys that I'm never going to use. I mean, for the internet, everything will always be locked. Come on, bro. Guaranteed that one went under. You suck. Well, we'll be one washer short. That's the one. So now you can come at me. So that's the one disadvantage of Swiss Track, is if you have a little tiny washer, it drops underneath there. We'll take this. Lift. Top two. Ah, I see. So you put the top two in, and then the bottom two separately. We're just test fitting this anyway, so. Boom. So that's what our upper cabinet is going to look like. And then this will be up next to it. That's a bit of an array of cabinets. You got to take those two small pieces of countertop off. We won't have individual counters on each. I'm going to have a gap, so I'll have a 52-inch piece here, and then an 86-inch span to here, and then another 86-inch span all the way here. So we'll only have one section right here, and then the corner has its own. And the corner fits really great. And this sucker's in there for good. The question is, are we gonna be able to push this thing? We're about to find out. All right, this is where we take our perfectly good cabinets and mess them up. And so what I've decided to do is take this and mount it right here. There we go. Let's not put a hole in my heat hole in my new stuff. So that's gonna go there. I bet you we have a file in here somewhere, but I keep going back to the old stinky old tool chest here. What do you think? Not bad, huh? And we did that so we can take a power cord and do that. Boom. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's gonna be good. So now let's do the same thing up here. Nice. We'll get some metal screws and we'll mount this right up here like so. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to mount it like so. Oops. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, foot to the floor.
Dialed in.